Now joining me in studio, education and communications educator with VINES, Shauna DeAngelo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing,
Good.
Ingrid?
Thank you for joining me. I've been very excited about this one. So tell me a little bit about VINES.
Yes. So VINES is a Binghamton-based nonprofit whose mission is to work towards developing a just and sustainable food system. So a lot of working with farmers within 60 miles to get people with limited access fresh produce is what a lot of it boils down to.
I love fresh produce. I love gardening. I'm not the best at it and I don't have enough room right now.
I was going to ask.
But I do love gardening. And tell me about the garden bowl that's coming up.
Yes. So within that mission statement that I mentioned, there's 5 main programs that feed that work. So we have an urban farm, we have community gardens, we have the workshops that I do, we have the farm share. So the farm share is like a weekly vegetable subscription. So people can choose different size subscriptions. They can choose their pickup location, and then we fulfill those subscriptions June through October. And those are fulfilled with produce grown in and at our urban farm and a few other partnering local farms within 60 miles. It has, let's see, what else can I say about Farm Share? We have packages that range in price from $13 to $35, and that's before discounts. But a lot of people who are eligible for discounts get those, making it even more accessible, which is a huge part of what VINES works to do in broadening the scope of access to our community and healthy produce. So yeah, that's what Garden Bowl is.
Yeah.
Did you ask about Garden Bowl or Farm Share or both?
Both, I mean, yeah, but about Farm Share too.
Yes.
My 2 like really good friends in the summer always get it, and I would always go with them to pick it up, you know, and it was always so nice because they got the smaller one, but it still came with so much.
Yeah.
And it was so nice, and it was fresh, and it was different things every single week, which was so
yummy.
nice.
Did you find anything new?
Yes, there were some veggies where I had no idea what they were, you know, but my friends just looked up recipes and we cooked it together, and it was amazing because fresh produce is always better, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, so you have the Garden Bowl. So like, where is this taking place, and how does it ultimately work when people want to go to it?
Good question. So it's happening February 22nd, which is a Saturday, at Rippick's Carousel Lanes. We're looking for teams of 4 to 6 people to raise $125 at a minimum. They're free to raise as much as they would like, but that's our suggested goal for people. And then you pay $16 a person. You get shoes, you get 2 games, and then you have fun. And then we use the funds that teams raise that might go directly to like the discount pool that we draw on, then to make some farm shares discounted for people. So that's one likely way it might get used.
Okay, I love the Farm Share program. If my garden is not successful again, I'm gonna have to turn to you guys to get that bag.
We've got you either way.
Because I try really hard to garden, but it's just
not easy.
It's not easy.
It's right. Simple doesn't mean easy.
Yeah, and I have like this much grass, you know, in my little apartment. So maybe we'll try though.
Kitchen herbs.
Yes, that's actually my goal this year is kitchen herbs.
Yeah.
Okay, but another you know, series that you have going on is the Green Thumb series.
Yes.
So tell me about that, because I think that's interesting.
Yes, thank you for asking. So that's more my domain at VINES, is facilitating and organizing the Green Thumb workshops, which are the educational outreach program within VINES. So they do focus on gardening techniques like seed starting or composting, or like in the series that we have a poster for here today, garden planning is coming up. But they also sometimes go beyond explicitly gardening workshops. Like our winter series also has a sourdough baking class.
Yum.
We have, we've done plant dye workshops in the past. So the scope on the Green Thumb workshops goes a little bit beyond explicitly gardening. And then that gets back to just trying to I was thinking about this earlier. Green thumbs are a little bit more of like they're kind of cracking the door open to this big world of gardening and like urban agriculture. Because like you said, it's not like you walk in and boom, it happens. Like there's a lot of steps along the way, and that can be overwhelming. And maybe someone didn't grow up with any exposure to that. So part of, again, getting back to the motto, it's Vines growing food and growing community. So part of that, yes, is definitely gardening and growing healthy food and helping people get healthy food, but sometimes it's making yummy crackers with a community educator, or sometimes it's knitting or learning that you can dye natural fibers with onions.
Oh,
and make a brown yarn, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, onion, I didn't know you could do that.
Top off.
And then you meet somebody, and then like the women before me were saying, that can contribute to lessening a sense of isolation, you know, because that's what we want to share too, is also more community and belonging and making it feel possible for people.
I mean, gardening is hard, but I know I'm probably sitting next to a professional right now. So.
I'm still a noob.
Really? I don't know. I feel like you're probably pretty good. So one last question too is, what does this, really look like on a local scale, and some maybe success that you've seen, like here, right in Binghamton or the Southern Tier?
Good question. Well, another one of our programs is the community gardens, and there's 22 in the area. So a lot of people that have either had experience gardening or have not have gained more competence and just more of a sense of agency.
Yeah.
And they get really excited about it.
Yeah.
And they're really happy to share that. But I was thinking specifically about green thumb workshops. We did one that was canning vegetables. And we had a great educator for it. And people were so excited. One woman wrote on her survey, "I went home with my canned beets like a trophy!" Exclamation, exclamation.
Yeah.
So people do get really excited to learn, like, okay, this thing that, like, I don't know how to do that. They can do that.
Well, creating something is so exciting. It really is. And canning isn't easy either.
No, it's a science.
Yeah, and you can hold your little trophy on your shelf for like a year and a half, 2 years, you
got it.
Or so long, and then you can eat it whenever. Yeah, well, Shauna, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and we'll have to do something soon with gardening together or something.
Sounds great. I brought you some seeds.
Oh my goodness, what kind of seeds? Watermelon?
Yes.
Oh my God, my favorite. Oh, it's like yellow watermelon.
It's yellow, I know.
All right, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
For those of you who might have missed those details, VINES is an organization committed to developing a sustainable and just community food system. They are hosting their Garden Bowl February 22nd from 1:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Rippick's Carousel Lanes, and Green Thumb workshops scattered all throughout the month of February 15th, 19th, and 22nd, and then March 5th, 8th, 12th, and 15th. For more information, please visit their website at vinesgardens.org.